When the 2019 Global Health Security Index was released in October of last year, it showed the US and Britain to be the best prepared countries to deal with a pandemic, with South Korea only just making the top 10. Since then, the US and my original home of Britain have been overrun by COVID-19, while South Korea has generally managed to keep a lid on it, despite now fighting a renewed but comparatively modest spike of over 500 cases a day lately, and being the first country outside China to see a local outbreak. And if I had to pick one factor that South Korea's done incredibly well, it's wearing masks. Yes, you can say this country had the experience of MERS in 2015. The public health response here has been brilliant, the government's messaging has been clear, and testing and tracing's been highly efficient. But all of that would still have been overwhelmed if the public had refused to comply. And nothing screams compliance like the sight of everyone around you wearing masks. But why have South Koreans been content to wear them when they've been rejected elsewhere? Resisting masks even appeared to become a political statement ahead of November's US presidential election. Is this a so-called East versus West thing? Some commentators have claimed South Korea's Confucian tradition urges people to respect authority and others, and thus wear masks out of obedience and social concern. Of course, Confucianism didn't stop the post-Korean War democratization movement, nor, more recently, did it prevent millions of people from demonstrating against former President Park Geun-hye. Not to mention that other belief systems, like Christianity, are very prominent in South Korea. The reality, when it comes to masks, is that South Korea had an advantage over countries like Britain from the start. Masks were already socially accepted, with people wearing them in public without being questioned, though pre-COVID-19 reasons would have included things like colds and air pollution. So there was a strong mask supply infrastructure in place. But demand spiked to such an extent this year that the government had to ration out masks. The country as a whole cooperated, and there's been no need for rationing masks for months. I'd add that South Korea is very health conscious. The public health insurance scheme encourages regular health checkups, and people I know are quick to go to the doctor if they feel unwell. So when COVID-19 arrived in South Korea after seeing what happened in China, it was only natural for people to take it seriously and take personal action, like wearing a mask. Some people around the world might see masks as an infringement upon personal liberties, but as with releasing personal data for infection tracing, you potentially gain more everyday freedom than any loss of personal liberty.